Okay. We're good. We're hot.
Well, we can get started now. I appreciate North Beach TV getting us set up so this can be on Facebook and YouTube, and it'll be on our site with the city also, so people can tune in who couldn't make it. And this is a special meeting of the City Council, meeting of City of Ocean Shores. It's December 30th, 2024. The time is 6:10. Oh, 5:10.
Well, that's the way you graduate.
I'm used to that sundial they taught us how to use. Okay, so it's 5:10. The meeting is being held at the Ocean Shores Convention Center. Meetings are live streamed with closed captioning and may be accessed on the city website under council recordings. The meetings can be viewed on cable channel 68 Thursdays at 12 p.m. and Sundays at 10 a.m. And we need a roll call.
Councilmember Sires. Here. Councilmember Klein. Here. Councilmember Scott. Here. Councilmember Wills.
Here.
And for the record, Councilmember Taylor is online but muted. So we'll figure that out.
Okay. All right, can Richard lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to ask for approval of the meeting agenda.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm sure he said. I'm sure he voted for it. Yeah. All right, next we got public communication to council. It's intended for communication to the city council regarding general council business or policy not on tonight's agenda. Address the comments or questions to the city council body, not to an individual member or to city staff. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. We request that the comments be nice and respectful. And this is not a question and answer time, and the council cannot engage in conversation with the public. No person may use the public comment for the purpose of campaign or advertisement. The city council will begin the time once the citizen has started their public comment. At 2 minutes, you will see a green light, followed by a yellow light that indicates 30 seconds remain in your public comment period. The red light will notify the reader that the public comment time has ended. Order of public comments will be first, individuals attending in person, second, individuals attending remotely, and the general public comments, whether in person or remotely, will continue in the usual position on the agenda. So, Sarah, are you going to call the public comments?
I will, and we just because it says things not on the agenda, we thought this was a big topic and we would give before and then during public comments, so that's why there's 2 portions in this meeting. So Mike Avilio, walk-in clinic funding.
Do I need a microphone?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't. So I want to start off by saying, heck yes! Since I've lived here in Ocean Shores, I've been on the bandwagon to try to get a medical clinic here or a facility to give us better medical care. And I was always told it can never be done. It can't be done. And I'm just very appreciative to Mayor Frank to bringing this forward and putting in the hard work and effort to actually making this happen. I have no doubt it's going to be a success. This is something the community has wanted for a long time. And myself, I'm looking forward to hopefully someday be able to use that as my primary care facility, because there's nothing better I'd like to do than not drive to McCleary all the time. I got to see my doctor every 3 months. So I'm really looking forward to this clinic being put into place. And I think it's going to be such a huge success that at the end of 3 years, Harbor Regional is going to come in here and expand it. Because I have no doubt it's going to be a success. And I want to thank Mayor Frank for putting in the work on this.
Nancy Milliman, walk-in clinic.
Good evening, everybody. This walk-in clinic project has been many years in the making. Many who are present here today have been involved for 3+ years in the effort to help this become a reality. However, those efforts continued to lead to dead ends. Mayor Elduin's persistence to speak with the hospital CEO, Tom Jensen, truly proved successful with providing the support of our hospital district. In addition, we have the remaining ARPA funds to launch this walk-in clinic and the clear support of Harbor Regional Health. In addition, our fire department, Chief Ritter, has been very vocal and supportive of this clinic and has stated that he foresees a positive impact that would lessen the number of emergency runs into Aberdeen and beyond. This helps our fire department to be present in case of a fire or very serious emergencies. I know that each time I am driving east or returning home, that about 80% of those times I see one or more of our ambulances coming or going. Per Chief Ritter, often these situations could have been treated at a walk-in clinic. I think that for the first time, our city has all of their ducks in a row with the support of Harbor Regional Health, the funding, and the support of our fire department. Please, let's move forward to serve our residents and visitors as our city continues to grow. Thank you.
And that completes the public comment period.
All right, so now new council business. There's a request of the City Council of the City of Ocean Shores, Washington to award the construction of the Ocean Shores Health Clinic to Christensen Construction. And this will be presented by our project manager, Becky Leach.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. ARPA funds will be used to fund the clinic project. The City of Ocean Shores plans to build a health clinic at 175 East Chance Alamar Northeast, and that's where the old Beach Bum Fitness was. Council has agreed that the remaining ARPA funds can be used towards the clinic construction, and the city will partner with Harbor Regional Health to run the clinic. Harbor Regional Health will be responsible for staffing the clinic, the supplies, and the equipment in the clinic. They will also sublease the space from the city, who will be leasing the space from Ocean Sunset LLC, and I believe those leases are also in the agenda packet for council's review. Because this is an ARPA-sponsored project, the city has to have the agreement with the contractor who was lowest bid no later than the end of day tomorrow, the last day of the year. Christensen Construction has confirmed that they will be available to sign notice of award tomorrow so that we can have that taken care of before the end of the day. And their low bid was $466,843, which is $19,081 below the remaining ARPA funds. So we are within the budget. And now I will open it up for public comment.
Public comment? Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, citizens, council members, Mayor Elduin. As many of you may know, I've been a very active proponent of this clinic for a long time. And my friend Dennis Rudolph and I have wanted to share a very personal story of what occurred, which is a very key reason for having a walk-in clinic. One morning a few months ago, Dennis contacted myself and he was just in a panic. He said, "Get Jim over here. My brother Don has fallen and I can't get him up." And I said, "Don't get him up, call 911, but we'll be on our way." So we did. And upon our arrival, there were a number of aid cars and police officers there. We stayed outside with Dennis and his wife, Katie, who are dear friends of ours. and waited. And Dennis's brother Don really was not good. They had to start CPR, and it took a long time. And as we were there, more first responders and police came, and it just seemed like an eternity. And one of the first responders from the fire department, I believe, stated, two of the first responders stated that they had been in transport that morning on a couple of calls, and a couple of those calls could have been served at a walk-in clinic. Now, to follow up, Don was eventually transported to Harbor Regional Health, and Katie and Dennis and my husband and I all talked, and we really felt that this was something that everyone should know about. And just like some of you mentioned that Chief Ritter commented that, there are cases where they could just go in for a very simplistic care at a walk-in clinic. Certainly in this case, it was not the case. You needed to have all the aid cars and so forth. But we're really asking you to please support this. Mayor Elduin has worked on this for a long time, as a number of us have, and to see the follow through and actually make progress on this is truly just a blessing. And I think it really bears well on the hard work that's going on. So we thank you so much, and this would be great, not just for our community, but for those visiting. Thank you.
I would just like to say that my brother died. He died in my living room. And they brought him back to life after about half an hour. He'd just been hauled to the emergency room the day before, so they knew about it. And the paramedic had told me, he says, Dennis, I'm sorry that we were so late, but we had 2 non-emergency phone calls. Instead, my brother would have lived longer if they would have been here on time.
All right, we have any other comments? Yes, go ahead. Yeah, Jen.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, and I have a little raspy voice today, but I'm fine. First of all, this is a beginning, and it's a beginning that's taken a long time. It may not be perfect. We have a lot of people that may be looking into it and saying, why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? But it's a beginning. It's a start. And with the hospital working with the city, this will be helpful to all of us, and we are all looking forward to it. It's a little difficult. I looked at all of the pages. I think there were 46 of them. And it's a little difficult to understand the leaser and in the subleasee and all of that. But for $100 a year, we need to thank some people for the rent. And many of us do look forward of going forward with this plan. And if we can help you and your staff in any way, we'll be happy to do it. There are many of us out here that will stand up and help if you need some help. So thank you all for helping us. Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, in the back. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. And I want to say that this is pretty impressive because I just got the notice on Saturday. And to have this many people here, I think is a good testament that it is a needed operation. And I'm glad that you're considering it tonight. I hope that this is just the beginning. And I think one of my favorite movies is Field of Dreams. Build it and they will come. And as long as you don't put a gate across Ocean Shores and not let the rest of us come in, I think that would be a good thing. And I think that this has a potential of growing. And I thank you in advance for considering this and signing on the dotted line.
Thanks. Yes, go ahead, Kim.
Hi, good evening. First of all, to echo what everybody else said, thank you, Mayor Alduin, the council members, and everybody who advocated for this and leaned in to work together to really make this a reality. Having said that, we all as a community have a responsibility to learn, and that is to learn what is ER 911 worthy and what is something that can be handled by a walk-in clinic. And I think that will also help our fire department not only reduce their call volumes, but also when they're reporting out their metrics as far as number of calls and whether this move to have a clinic in town is really effective. And those numbers need to be realistic. So again, don't forget your responsibility to understand when to call 911. Those non-emergency calls, you just heard the result of that. So I hope everybody takes the time to really learn. Thanks.
All right, thanks. Any other comments? You got one online? Okay.
Dawn Williams.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, well, good evening. I also want to echo what's been said already, how this is, really appreciate all the work that's gone on, especially the council coming in on their holiday to do this is on a very tight schedule. It wasn't so long ago that we were talking about having this similar facility, either nothing or at the very most converting our part of our fire department into providing these services, and I think that was pretty much taken out. So having this particular service is just great, and with the cooperation of the hospital, I'm really impressed. I want to ask a little bit about the bids. If you look at the bids, the lowest bidder is a good builder. I checked; he's got an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau in Olympia, so you got a good builder. But the spread between the lowest and the highest bid was over $400,000, which doesn't mean too much, especially when you look at the three lowest bids. It was only $75,000. But I thought that was a pretty good range. But I'm a little bit concerned because I heard Becky say that the bid price of $411,000 is very, very close to what the ARPA money is. But I thought the ARPA money, and the council approved it, I thought last meeting, the ARPA money was $580,000, which was a lot of room for changes to be made. So I guess please comment on what the real difference is. This seems to be a lot closer to what ARPA is available, not what I thought it was as of the last time I looked at the budget. And so therefore we have to have very, I guess, tight control on change orders. I also want to mention that I want to thank the landlord. If anybody read the lease, he's giving away these facilities. I think it's $100 a year to rent to the city, and I think that's a very plus thing to have that a very good person or owner of the building doing this project. I wonder if you could speak about the other leg of this project, which is the hospital. How close are you to having an agreement with the hospital? I know that it's probably pretty much finished. And what kind of services are going to be provided? This is really a walk-in medical services. I wouldn't call it a walk-in clinic. That to me that means a lot more. But it's a walk-in medical services. It's not a major medical facility. And I just kind of wonder the kinds of services they're going to be providing. And again, thank you very much. And I would like to hear a little bit more about the difference between the ARPA money and the $411,000 bid. Thank you very much.
The last one. So can you clarify that, please, Sarah?
Yeah. So as our monthly reports come out, it said there was an estimated 800 some odd thousand. However, things have cleared that were already pre-approved for this ARPA funding. So we have currently in our unexpended 003 fund 588,754.10, which is what is still required to be reported in April and obligated by the 31st of this year. We had a previous approved VFD, which came to $104,414.92, which leaves us with about $484,339.18 to utilize on this project specifically, and I believe the bid's about $466 without opening. The difference is the revenue versus expenditures, because while this money has been in our bank account, if you would, it's been acquiring interest. Interest is not required to be reported, so it doesn't have the same obligation as the December 31. So if there is in fact any runovers with a specific project, in a transparent manner, the city would then have to come back to the council to utilize those interest funds. If there is no need for them, then they will just revert back to the general fund.
All right, thank you. I do want to say one thing, I guess I'll do it now. Jackie Fisher is the one running the property over there for the family, and she owns the, I guess you call it the drugstore over there. And she has bent over backwards to work with us on this. It's very important for her. She lives here in town. She wants a clinic also. And so she is she's been a big part of this clinic and making it be able to be a reality. So I just want to thank her publicly for what she's done to make this doable for the city. And I guess, yeah, give her a round of applause. Right. So now council questions or comments?
I would just like to go ahead and request award of the construction of the healthcare clinic to Christensen Construction.
Second.
We have a second. We have any other comments? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's all right. We can make it unanimous.
Hi. Are you there? Yes, I'm here. Okay, they just called for a vote for a yes.
And I said aye.
All right, so that's everybody. Thank you very much, council. A great thing that we got going here. I guess we can have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We're adjourned. Thanks, everybody.